And let me start recording. Okay. So hello to everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for taking time out in your afternoon, your evening to be here. I'm going to try to keep this fairly brief. That being said, brevity is not my forte, but I will do the best that I possibly can. There's so much to talk about with this modality. There really is just so much to cover, but I'm going to keep it really brief and let you know that Ascending Earth Reiki is a modality that has come through me. It came through me in 2018 with 6 original symbols, and there are 9 now. And all of the symbols have been recalibrated, and new symbols have been brought in for the energies of 2023, which are quite different now here on planet Earth than they were in 2018. I'm different. And since I am the vessel or the vehicle through which these symbols are coming through to attune and initiate others into this healing modality, I needed to recalibrate the whole shebang. So that's what I've done and decided to teach it again here in 2023. So this coming month of March, I'm going to be teaching Ascending Earth Reiki again. This is a really singularly unique Reiki modality in the sense that I'm attuned and master teacher in many different forms of Reiki, but what's really unique about Ascending Earth Reiki is this heals the connection between humans and the earth in a very profound way that is programmed into this entire modality. And it is an incredible energetic template that you can add to any healing modality that you're already using. You can use it as a complement to all other compassionate forms of healing and tools for spiritual evolution. And this really kind of, through working with the numbers of 3, 6, and 9, which are essentially ascension codes, they help not only our physical bodies, but the earth body itself to recalibrate and remove distortions in this sacred geometry that informs all biological life here on Mothership Earth. So this really heals this connection between humans and the earth. It heals us on a very profound level. And in one of the ways that we get to experience it today is in healing the karma. So when I talk about karma, I'm actually talking about it in 2 ways, but they actually influence each other. So we can think of karma as being 2 things, right? We can think of it as cause and effect, but also incomplete lessons. Well, those things both affect each other, okay? Because when we are, for instance, not having the conscious connection of healing something that is a pattern, a program, a destiny, which is simply an unbroken pattern that we perpetuate, what we're working with exactly is cause and effect, meaning we can expect, if we're going to come at something with the same cause, the root cause, and it's not being addressed, changed, shifted, etc., that the same effects can be anticipated every single time. And so these 2 things are inextricably intertwined. So when we work with the Karmic Release Symbol from Ascending Earth Reiki, we are working with both forms of karma. Does that make sense? So what is the Karmic Release Symbol? What does it do? How does it affect you, and how can it bring in some healing? So it peels back the layers of ego illusion that are keeping you stuck in karmic loops, which are otherwise known as consciousness loops. This creates resistance to the ascension process, meaning it keeps pulling you back into density. So when we have unhealed trauma, unhealed wounds, we have unbroken patterns, things that are unconscious programs that we're running. We may do certain things, right? Have energy activations, do a DNA activation, have even a Kundalini awakening. But if we're not healing some things that still keep pulling us back into density, it only allows us to go so high in energy before we get pushed back down into 3D density. And the emotional baggage we carry here in 3D consciousness, it's heavily influenced by pain, grief, sorrow, fear, loss, hatred, violence, anger. It carries an energetic vibration that is very, very low, and is not supported in the 5D timeline or higher ascension process. And what's really unique about the ascension process that we are all experiencing here on planet Earth, whether you're consciously tapped into it or not, it is a physical ascension process, meaning we take the body with us, not in its heavy laden, low vibration energy density version of it. But the more we clear and release and transmute these patterns or destinies, that means we move into light body status. We access a pre-silicate crystalline matrix of the body instead of being a carbon-based biological life form. Take that in as you will. As anything I share, impart, teach, take what resonates and you leave the rest, okay? But the karma we allow ourselves to create and recreate and perpetuate here is a very, very dense vibration. It keeps locking us down in consciousness loops, and it simply isn't supported by the frequencies of New Earth, okay? And I encourage you all, the chat box is open. If you have questions, if you have things you want to ask throughout, please feel free to do that, okay? Let's see. I'm going to make sure there's no one else in the waiting room. I think everybody's in. Okay. So there's many ways to heal and cancel this karma. We can clear hundreds of beliefs through using this symbol. And if you also signed up to my email list or are already on there, you received the channeled transmission that I did as part of my mentorship last year, All Debts Paid, Karmic Release. So that's only available for a limited time. You're watching this on YouTube later. You may have missed the window of opportunity to access this because it goes away at 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight, February 28th. But this is an incredible way to kind of complement what we're bringing in here with the Karmic Release Symbol, because it's a channeled transmission, channeled through my spirit team, my guidance team, if you want to call it that. But it really brings in this awareness that locks us into the cause and effect part of karma, which is these three keys: awareness, choice, and vibration. You cannot shift any karma without these three things: awareness, choice, and vibration. So the karma we allow ourselves to create and recreate here, very dense vibration, and a lot of it has to do with, most of it has to do with our awareness, our choices going forward, because there's that cause and effect, and our vibration. And so we go into this in quite a bit of detail in the All Debts Paid Karmic Release. So this karma, it's a byproduct of the old earth, if you want to call it that, the old earth paradigm, the process of collapsing many, many timelines, dissolving a lot of energies that do not perpetuate the health, vitality, well-being of the human family going forward. 5D earth and energetics or dimensional reality realms beyond that, they only support the highest frequency energies. So we can't take it with us. We cannot take this baggage. So it makes perfect sense that the Karmic Release Symbol is a very vital part of the whole system or energetic template of Ascending Earth Reiki. So whatever heartache, trauma, shock, grief, pain, or loss that you may have experienced or are experiencing, it's part of being in the density of this plane. And what's more, some of us, specifically those who choose these experiences over and over again because we're not conscious to the pattern, we're not consciously tapped into this destiny of an unbroken pattern. Many of us wanted to know what this would feel like. But because the density of 3D Earth, and even going into 4D, there's still a great deal of contrast, conflict, and density there. We may have forgotten that we cleared these patterns. Sometimes when we go through this veil of forgetting that is 3D, and now we're mostly in 4D, we have forgotten that we actually cleared this pattern in another lifetime. And it can be written into the DNA. Not that the DNA is imperfect and it makes you forget things, but we in our density might, remember something out of habit, let's just say, and recreate limiting patterns because they're so unconscious to us in this lifetime. On a soul level, on a DNA level, we know we've completed it. So what this Karmic Release Symbol is really unique and specific in helping to do, among many other things, is kind of reunites you with that connection of, hey, this is done. I've completed this. I can mark this now downloaded. This lesson is complete. I can deconstruct these old paradigms these old structures that I'm holding as habitual memories, maybe in my DNA and in my human suit, but I don't have to carry this karma, this energetic burden going forward, and I don't need to pass it on to my family either. So we can be legacy breakers for our family for generations to come when we use this symbol too. So it does so many things. We go into it in much greater detail. Each of these symbols, when we do Ascending Earth Reiki starting in March, has its own booklet. I'm going to put it together in one booklet, but they have their own chapters that explains in detail what all of these symbols do. So I think that's a good enough definition to work with here today. Obviously, every single one of you that is here and wanted to come here live has something that you are consciously aware of that you would like to part ways with. Yes? You can go ahead and write that in the comments. You don't have to fully disclose what that is. Oh, hi, Wilma. Hello. I was wondering who Haley was. Thank you for that message. It's nice to have you here. You can just say yes, nod your head, whatever. You don't have to tell me what that is. You do not have to put your stuff out on Front Street for everyone to see. But I am working with the kind of energetic that a lot of you are here, eager and ready to unburden yourself of some of this energetic weight that you carry that may not even be yours to work on in this lifetime. And it may be something you've also inherited through generations who came before you and didn't know how to be legacy breakers for who came next. Yeah. So that's what's unique and special about this very auspicious Earth timeline that we find ourselves in. So I want to make sure you guys have some water. I recommend never ever doing energy healing without having a good amount of hydration. So water before and after. Okay. Diane says yes. Jeffrey nodded his head yes. Jante says yes. Old patriarchal woundings. Okay, yes, yes. Getting a lot of yeses. That's wonderful. But we can also work with things that are not necessarily conscious to you. But here's what happens. I forgot to mention another great benefit of this symbol. It brings unconscious patterns to the surface. So like this symbol and any other symbol in Ascending Earth Reiki, it comes with this caveat. You must be able to have a certain amount of emotional maturity and spiritual maturity in order to work with these symbols, to work with the energetics and say, okay, I see that this stuff is coming up. I'm not being re-traumatized. I'm not being re-triggered. I volunteered for this, meaning I engaged in this. I made an agreement that I'm ready to work with this, see it, clear it, heal it, transmute it now. Yes. And so if that is not you, maybe you want to, bug out. Maybe you want to leave this call, and that's okay. There's no judgment, but I want to be very clear about the power that this work can have. These symbols are very powerful. They're very special. And so things will come up. Things will come up in dream time. Things will come up in your conscious waking awareness when you're maybe daydreaming. You may feel kind of a pull or a need to creatively express yourself. If you're someone that likes to write, you are writing poetry, writing prose, you want to draw something, paint something, etc. You might feel an incredible urge to do that, to cry, to laugh hysterically, to go run a marathon, whatever that is, and however that expresses through you. Understand that it is a form of release, but you're going to want to connect in with your body and feel the sensations alongside of what is coming up here. Whatever thoughts, beliefs, old structures and systems pop up as part of your conscious awareness, pay attention to where this is in the body, okay? And put your hands on there and feel the sensations as they come up and say, you know what? This is something that I'm experiencing because I'm ready to purge this. I'm ready to release it. It is not the story of me. It doesn't define me. It is something that is simply coming up from my conscious recognition, and it is ready to now be released. And you have to be very, very diligent about seeing where that shows up in your life. What does that mean that you need to now give up? A habit that supports this old belief, perhaps, a way of being, a way of interacting with people, a way of self-dialoguing, okay? What are you willing to give up? Because the karmic release is very much about something that you are willing to unbecome, okay? And also, if you are driving, stop, do this another time. You will have the recording, okay? Are we all in agreement before we proceed? Let's see. How about the pattern, generational, ancestral, in my case, around poverty, consciousness, a sin to have money? Absolutely. You can work with contracts, cross purposes. Cross purposes are where we might be holding something as DNA coding, and we're holding it for our ancestry. A lot of times we hold things in our genealogy out of a misplaced sense of honor for those who came before us. We feel like it's a way of honoring or having allegiance towards family members that very bravely and boldly came here before, so that we could have a life here on earth that was a little bit easier. However, sometimes we have a misplaced sense of honor or allegiance, and we hold these things in our energy, we hold it in our DNA, we hold it on a cellular level, we hold it on a subatomic level of being, and you do not need to hold on to that. That is an inheritance. And believe me, your ancestors do not want you to hold on to that. If I stumble over my words, it's because I'm consciously channeling. So I'm sorry about that. But that came in for you, Wilma. Okay. Okay. Everybody have water. Take a big sip. I'm going to make sure you're comfortable and you're in a place you're not going to be disturbed for about the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to give you a sneaky peek. This is the Karmic Release Symbol. Okay. This is what I will be drawing. This is what you will learn how to draw and use when you sign up for Ascending Earth Reiki. Okay. You have water, you're comfortable. Good. Excellent. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes, and don't worry, I'm going to give you full direction. All you have to do is listen to the sound of my voice. Okay. I will guide you through this. And make sure you're taking a good deep breath in, really filling the lungs. In through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And as you do a couple of deep cycles of inhaling and exhaling, I want you to focus on, as you inhale, the energy of receiving. You're ready to receive all this goodness. You're making this agreement in body, mind, and spirit to be present, fully accounted for here in this space, and to receive this healing. And as you exhale, I want you to be aware of the connection you feel to body, mind, and spirit, the connection you feel to a group of people coming together as a family here in this space to, in a way, rejoice in our humanness together and our ability to consciously agree that it is time for us to meet head on these things that are holding us back from the fullness of our human experience and our divine human expression, and that we've come together as like-minded souls on this journey. Connect with that. Okay. And simply in and out. And I want you to create this connection now also with whatever theme or story. Maybe it's a mindset. Maybe it's something you're kind of dimly aware of, you know, is holding you back from the fullness of your divine human expression. It could be a recurring pattern that you have full awareness of, or again, just kind of a dim awareness of. But you know that it is not wholesome or organic to your being, and it is holding you back from the fullness of life. And simply bring that up. I want you to consciously connect with that. You can use the breath to connect with that. And I want you to take it a little deeper and see how it is holding you back from life. How is it specifically keeping you from experiencing what you want to experience in this lifetime? The things you would like to have, superficial or otherwise. A way of being that you would like to inhabit or embody. Could even be a skill set, maybe something you've tried your hand at many times before. It just doesn't seem to click with you, yet you feel in an unexplainable way drawn to it. You feel like it is for you. Okay, sometimes this can be a karmic theme, right? And when you have that fully in place, I just want you to be with that and also connect With parts of the body, you may feel this resonating in certain organs, muscles, tissues, somewhere in the body. Connect with that as well. And then I'm going to run the energy of the symbol. Okay. Just going to give you a second to connect with that. I'm feeling such a wonderful sense of like, just like, before I even activate the symbol. There's so many of you like, bring it, bring it, bring it. I love it. So what a wonderful space. Just keep connecting with the breath, breathing in and receiving, breathing out, exhaling, and connecting into a deeper part of yourself beyond the themes, the consciousness loops that this pattern has been creating a veil of in your life. Seeing yourself, knowing yourself behind that, connecting with that more and more as you exhale into that. You may have things popping up into your mind, thoughts, random words. It may not make sense. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. That's okay. That's when you know you're getting somewhere. That's when you know you're working with an intuitive level of mind. Part of you that is beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the linear analysis, the rational connection. Just simply let it come up. And if you feel very relaxed into this space, just notice that. If it feels like things are coming up in your body that are uncomfortable, you simply take your hands, take it to that body part if you can reach it. If you can't reach it, use the breath to connect to that body part and simply connect with the breath. Bring presence, bring the now moment, that place. Simply ask, what are you trying to show me? What message do you have for me? Why are you here? Why are you still here? What can I now know? What have I been pretending not to know? And you can create the declaration or the space around, I'm fully in agreement with releasing this pattern, willing to see the implications of where this holds me back from life, from my destiny, my mission here on this earth timeline now. And you can certainly, you'll have this recording, you can listen to this more than a few times. You may feel like a kind of twinge of something here coming up, but it's not fully fleshed out for you. You can go back to this healing and get more out of it the second time around. Focusing on, if this feels complete now, you could use this to focus on something else that you would like to work on, okay? So I'm just going to kind of do an energetic group clearing and healing with a little bit of light language. Is that okay for everybody? Yes? Okay, we're getting yeses. Okay, thumbs up. Yes, thank you. Okay. And I'm working with the time release grid. So this incorporates not only the highest and best timeline of healing and release and integration for the group, but takes into account all of your own personal timelines within this group. This is the time release grid. And if you are joining at the master level, you will have this energetic tool with Ascending Earth Reiki. So make it si una itai umane gastana senega una. Ikano narashtma kinta watane sing and one that the catcher sina wata sina una. Namane gestawa ikatwata stink na wata una. Tata washtana si. Hamanika washtara samora uda dalashte se una. Nananasche una. Wow, that was a lot of energetic release. I'm getting so flushed right now. Sino aiku wanena story si unu wata garashtana sanikene wata sta una. No ma. Namani wastana kitawa. We're bringing in the energy of Kuan Yin and Sekhmet for a little of the heavy lifting here. Kuan Yin bringing in the spectrum of energy that represents compassion, mercy, kindness, tenderness, because there's some energetics I'm connecting with in the group where we're not forgiving ancestors, we're not forgiving ourselves for even holding themes for our ancestors, feeling like I've wasted this amount of time is what I'm hearing. It's too late. None of these things are true, but with Kuan Yin's help, we're going to clean up those energetics a little bit. And the fierce energy of Sekhmet, bringing in the fire of transmutational release, where it has sat and our belly is blocked energy, blocking our creativity, blocking our expression in the throat, blocking our ability to speak our truth for fear of retaliation, persecution, violation, torture, mayhem. Okay, none of those things are true either, but these are themes that are just coming up as part of the karmic release. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear those real quick. You might feel some warmth. You might feel a lot of tingling in the hands, in the feet. If you have your feet placed on the earth right now, I want you to feel that connection, that kind of electromagnetic pull of the earth willing to take the burden of this energetic release and the overwhelm of this. So you do not have to hold it in the body. Okay. Like I said, this is a symbol of a modality that increases our connection, visceral, kinesthetic, and otherwise, with Mothership Earth, so that we understand the symbiotic relationship, that she is of her, we are. She is of us, we are of her. And so she is willing to take energetic burdens, but we also have to be willing to give her something as well. So today, if you want to make a connection, a grounding connection with Mother Earth and send her love, send her healing, send it somewhere on the Earth's grid that could use healing. We all have places top of mind that we know can use healing on this Earth plane. Just kind of letting the energy neutralize here a little bit, kind of coming back down from this release and letting the energy neutralize a little bit. As you feel more of the electromagnetic pull of that grounding energy of Mother Earth, allowing you to release the physical body from the burden, simply allow it to be taken away. This is a gesture of receiving as well, meaning you're willing to receive healing. This is a form of karmic transmutation. There's a lot of us who are having difficulty manifesting our desires. It's not that we're not able to manifest. You're manifesting your reality all the time. But if you're holding certain karmic destinies that keep you from fully receiving, meaning I'm not allowed to have this, my family's never had this, when I had this before, it got taken away from me painfully, there was death involved, torture, mayhem, etc., you may be blocked in your ability to receive. So simply by allowing yourself to receive this healing, And this greater connection with the symbiotic relationship of Mother Earth, you are breaking those karmic ties and loops. Simply allow it. I'm seeing little tiny flames for some of you right under your feet, kind of kind of pulling the energy down. You might feel your feet heating up. Just simply allow that energy to pull the energy down, and anything that's uncomfortable in the body, once you fully allow yourself to receive this healing, it will neutralize for you. Allow, just allow. That's all. There's no effort required. It's just allow. Okay, that's better. The second I said there's no effort, a few were like, oh, okay, cool. There's nothing you have to do. Just receive. Just allow. This energy presented by the symbol has its own intelligence. So when you're in the presence of it, simply allow it to have its way with you a little bit. You know, it will guide you, it will show you, it will tell you what it's doing if you're paying attention. So this is your cue to be fully present, more in your intuitive level of being rather than working from the rational mind. Okay. For the last few of you there that felt resistant to this, I'm starting to feel the energy neutralized now. So we're holding this space for everybody to kind of get to the same spectrum of neutrality. Okay. Now take a few deep cleansing breaths in and out. In and out. And as you connect with the breath, allow this to bring you back a little bit more, because some of you went pretty far out here. So allow the breath to be your kind of your gateway to coming back full and complete into your waking awareness. Alert, awake. You might have a little fuzziness around the eyes when you open your eyes. It's totally normal. A lot of energy being released here. And I want to thank all of you for holding this space for the group, because you're all very powerful. Wisdom keepers. Seeing myself walking on green moss. Oh, may I unmute and share something? Yes, with the caveat that this will go up on my YouTube channel. So if you're fine with that, that's okay. Otherwise, you can private message in the chat box. So I just want to let you know that there are many others that will hear this. If that's okay with you, it's fine with me. Hi.
Hi, I just wanted to share something.
Please.
Oh, this is Wilma. I'm not sure if the other person that came up. I want to thank you for reading my question at the beginning about the ancestral, and I said, "Oops, I meant religious," because it's the staunch Catholicism thing. Sure. Anyway, I knew when you were working on me, and when we were in the process and you said, just be in the energy of receiving, something clicked in me that I was not allowing myself to receive.
You're not the only one.
Yes. So the most amazing thing is, while you were doing this whole session, at the beginning, I could feel a lot of warmth in my heart area. And then for the longest time, this is amazing, I felt the entire back of my head tingling. And
yes.
And what came to me was, laughingly, I have a twisted sense of humor, was my brain is being rewired. So it was just so interesting. So that's why what I wanted to share, that I don't know what happened during this, but I know something big happened for me. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. And thank you for being vulnerable with the group and whoever is going to be watching this, because sharing is of service, right? And so other people will benefit from your comment. And that brings up an interesting point, Wilma. So thank you for illuminating something about the back of the head, because that is a gateway to the causal chakra. And the causal chakra can hold a lot of consciousness loops of karma. And so this is a waking up of that portal and that energetic center. It is considered one of the transpersonal chakras, meaning it doesn't necessarily associate directly with a body part. So anything above or out from the crown, we consider to be a transpersonal chakra, but the causal chakra is something that we do address with the karmic release symbol. So no surprises on my end for having that connection there, but a wonderful thing to illuminate the group, because I did not mention that when I was giving the description. So thank you.
Well, you know what was interesting was I've been looking forward to this, and it feels important to share this. I've been looking forward to this, and I couldn't connect. Every time I called in, I kept getting told that the meeting hadn't started yet. And then I went to try on my laptop, and it didn't work on my laptop. And then it's when I went to, the third time's the charm. I tried Haley's laptop, and so I'm just so grateful. So that's just evidence of me not being in the receiving mode. And
yes,
that's why
we
it was
can
taking
create
me.
those kind of sabotages, can't we?
So thank you. I'll mute myself now. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all that. I do really appreciate it. And we've got some wonderful shares in the comments too before we close out. I can breathe nice and deep. Wonderful. And Wilma said, I love that. Wisdom keepers. Yes, embrace that. Allow and receive that. Thank you. Such a wonderful experience. I felt the tension leaving my body through the feet. Yes. Thank you, Stacy says. You are all so very welcome. So as I mentioned, you can use this again. Because it is so powerful, kind of temper yourself with it. So maybe allow this energy to build and integrate, because it does process. So give it a good 24 hours before you go back and do this again or listen to the recording. Allow yourself to fully integrate and process before you load on so much more, because giving ourselves the gift of being fully present with our healing, release, transmutation allows us to work with all the nuances of it so that we can really allow for a full release. Yes. And then by all means, go back and listen again, work on a different theme that you feel is presenting karmic loops of dropping your consciousness down into density. There's all kinds of ways you can use this. And those of you who did sign up and you were smart, and if you're watching this on YouTube and you're watching it before 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight, make sure that you are on my email list, because you will get a beautiful complimentary channel transmission, all debts paid karmic release, and you're going to absolutely love it. I don't know if anyone here has had a chance to listen to it yet. It's really wonderful, and you're going to really enjoy it. A couple more comments, and then we'll close out. And if there are any questions that I can answer for you before we close out today, I'm happy to do that. Just throw it in the chat box. Thank you, Kathryn. You're welcome, Barbara. You're welcome, Donna. Jeffrey says, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I felt warmth in the back of my head too, tingling in the bottoms of my feet and belly button. I was laughing throughout. I feel like my ability to receive has expanded even more. Well, yes, that's that beautiful give and take. But because this increases our symbiosis with Mother Earth, some sort of gift today in exchange. Yes. Sending love to a grid point on the earth that is experiencing trauma. Going to the water, into the woods, hugging a tree, no matter what it is. It's no gesture is too small, believe me. But really embrace this connection with Mother Earth. And that is not payment, but rather an energetic exchange, that it says, I am you and you are me. Yes? Does that make sense? Yes, sending love. All right. Wonderful, everyone. Again, thank you for being here. I may do one more of these because they seem to go over quite well. So I may do one more of these with the Ascending Earth Reiki symbols before I begin Ascending Earth Reiki on the 23rd. Destine wanted to ask a question. Yes, DC, you can.
Hi, Kathryn.
Hi.
After that, it was like the right side of my eye. It literally like went dark, like it blacked out for a minute. I got kind of nervous because I was like, what the hell just happened? It was like I couldn't see out of it for a minute.
So this is quite literal. What are you not willing to see?
Ooh.
This is for you, by the way. And when you ask me one-on-one, it's like an agreement that I can give this information to you. So sorry if that was so blunt. What are you not willing to look at? This is a quite potent kinesthetic connection with the body saying, okay, this is how I'm going to best showcase this distortion for you by saying my vision is obscured. And that is usually from something that maybe we feel, if we're looking at a theme in our lives that feels painful, maybe not from this lifetime, but we're holding over certain energetic frequencies from generational trauma, from women in general, or maybe you were even a man in a past life and you experience some sort of persecution level of trauma. So so your responsibility with this to clear it is to recognize a theme about, okay, what am I not willing to see? Where are there things that I'm just like, no, I can't look at that. I cannot deal with that. It could be things in society. It could be things in your own life. It could be things on a group or collective level, but it could also be very personal for you. So that is something for you to ask yourself and work on. And you can go back into this tomorrow and use this exercise to go deeper.
Thank you for that.
You are welcome.
Because yeah, that came up before and I didn't touch it. So now it's like right there again. So I have to touch it this time. Shit.
You said it, sister. But you know, using the symbol, it will bring these things up. So there is a part of you that is ready and in agreement with dealing with this once and for all. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today. Okay. So accept that it's time. It's time to release it. And you are ready. You have the capacity and the ability to transmute this energy now. Okay.
Oh, thank you, sister.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for being here and thank you for your question. So I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you so much for being here, all of you, and holding the space for each other. That is a measure of your service to yourselves, personally, to the group collective, and to the planet. So I want to thank you, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate and love all of you. I'm so grateful I get to share this with so many amazing wisdom keepers, and lots of love and peace to you all. Bye-bye.